everybody, Crafting Journey here, that Journey Chick on Instagram. It's Friday! Yes! It's also payday. Payday dance? Ooh, Friday dance. Hey, where was Deborah last night? I was on Zoom last night, and I just remembered that Deborah wasn't there. Deborah, where were you? Hello. Anyway. Oh, what are these cats up to today? He's chasing his tail. Hey, want to learn how to make this hat? I made this with Boogie Nights, Lion Brand Boogie Nights, which I am giving away in my giveaway. Not the hat, the yarn. 3 skeins of it. So, head on over to the giveaway right there. Just have to be a subscriber to my channel and answer the question. And if you want to learn how to make this hat, super simple. I started it in my live on Wednesday. I will put the link up there now. 2 links. Make sure you come back. What you do, here's a secret. You click on it, save it to your watch later list, and then you come back. Yeah. So, yesterday I had mail when I got home. I don't know if I mentioned it. I probably did. And here's what I'm doing. I was in Shalene's creativity room. She was coloring the other day on her live. So what I have started doing is every time I get enabled by somebody, I write it down in my planner. Can you see? So on Monday, I was enabled by Shalene, Creativity Room. Here's what I got. The Whimsy Girl coloring book. Whimsy Girls celebrate the holidays. This is Hannah Lynn. So what the plans are is to color, well, I'm going to color as much as I can, but the plans, oh my goodness, ooh, are to color this Halloween page. Yeah, look how cute the pumpkins. Look at the eyelashes. Oh yeah, eyelashes. Anyway, this is going to be like a color along, during Halloween, in October. So I thought, well, I can't miss out on that. And the cool thing about this coloring book is that they give you 2 illustrations of each page. Now, one is not as ornate as, what is he doing now? My God. One is not as ornate as the other. Now, I don't know why that is, so let's find out. Let's find out what, I don't know what the thought process is, but look at this. The first, you open it up and it gives you like little thumbnails of everything in here. Can you imagine if you colored this whole thing? Oh my gosh. A little tedious. So I don't know why, but like here's the New Year's lady. You see all the detail in that. And then if you turn to the next page, like they've cut out the balloons, and I don't know why. Anyway, you'd think it was 2 of the exact same picture. It's not the exact same picture. It's just a lot of the, see there, look at all the building detail there. And then on the next page, it's kind of cut out. It's a little more of a close-up. Huh. Interesting. So, I got that. Well, what are you guys up to? What are you up to? Now, I have plenty of pencils. Not to worry. I've got a set of Prismas, and I have a set of Artezas. Well, now I have a set of Sucolor. This was on sale on Amazon. If they're still available, I'll put a link in the description for it. for both the coloring book and this. In case you want to color along with me, I'll do it on one of the Craft With Me Wednesdays. But anyway, these 180 of these pencils. The reason I liked that idea is because my Prismas have a lot of colors, but not a lot of variety with each color. Like animals are tearing up the kitchen. Oh no, it's my sister. I thought you were the animals. No. Stitch has been on a tear in there. So you get this really cool card where you can, you know, swatch out all the colors, all 180 of them. Then you get 6 trays of all these colors, which I'm not going to take out because the tray is kind of flimsy, as you can see. But look at all the variety of colors in there. So cool. Anyway. The only downfall I can see is that I would have to take all 6 trays out to choose a color. I don't know. And they don't come in like any kind of they don't come in number order or like I don't know. I don't understand their system of putting them in here. Like these are all greens. I get that. But then there's greens on the next row. And pinks. Oh my. Anyway. So I think what I'll do is I will spend some time this weekend and swatch them all out on this little card. I also have a book that I swatch everything out on. I might do the book instead of the card. I don't know. Anyway. Because then I can compare it to the other pencils that I have. And this is supposed to be good for shading, I understand. So, anyway. Oh, heavy. Good thing I get free shipping on Amazon Prime. Hi, kitty kitty. Anyway, okay, I'm still working on the mouse's butt here, yeah. What color was I gonna do? Okay, that one. The cats and the dog have had me awake since 5 o'clock this morning. They don't believe in letting me sleep. Where are my pens? Where are my pens? Okay, here's one. This one has no ink in it, no glue in it. This one does. There we go. You're down there messing with my blanket. Stop it. I have a blanket on my waist because it's so cold in this craft room. Believe it or not. Because we have the air turned way down because it gets so hot in here in the afternoons and evenings. And then it doesn't cool off till like the middle of the night. And then when you wake up, you're freezing. Hey. I don't know where Pearl is. Pearl's been sort of antisocial lately. Not with me. She likes my sister. She likes the dogs. She only likes me at dinner time. Right? I just found a drill that has a hole in it. That's weird. Let's get rid of that. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers lately. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you ring the bell if you like the content, and make sure you hit the notification button so you're always notified when I post another video. And I do post daily, the Crafting and Crime Show, and I go live twice a week. Something has their attention. So last night I was cross stitching. I wish I were good at that. I'm telling you, I can't count to save my life. You know, how hard is it to count 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I get to the next row and somehow I didn't count right. What? Well, I wish it were that easy. It's not till I get to like 3 rows down or 4 that I noticed that the first row I didn't count right. How did I not count right on the first row? And then, and then it kind of, and then I don't want to frog it out. So I just kind of adjust the pattern because I'm lazy. I'm just, I'm making a witch with a hat. This hat's just going to be all wonky because I can't count. But you know what? Nobody will notice. They'll just think it's a really ugly witch. Yep. I'm still waiting for the fabric that I ordered to start my Hocus Pocus cross stitch. And then, of course, Shalene was back at enabling yesterday, almost convincing me to purchase more cross stitch patterns. There's this Etsy shop that sells all gnome patterns. Oh my god, and they're gorgeous. So I'm going to take a really long look at that today. Yeah, I'm a glutton for fun. I have enough. I need to stop. Rebecca, you have enough. Oh my goodness. I need to order more so I can do a floss tube. Hello, this is Rebecca, bringing a floss tube. Y'all want to see me do a floss tube? I can do a floss tube. I can put on the lipstick. Hello, this is Rebecca, Crafting Journey. I'm doing floss tube. I could if you want. Then I can just show you everything I've ordered and haven't done in my spare time. Oh, I am going to record a video. I'll try to get it up today explaining what the mystery diamond painting is. Because a lot of you guys are new to my channel. Several times a year, myself and Mickey Sunshine Creates host a mystery diamond painting exchange. So I will do a video explaining that. I'll probably get that up later. I'll make sure there's a link in the Facebook group, because if you want to participate, you have to sign up through the Crafting Journey Facebook group. If you want to join the Facebook group, now that link is down in the description. Yep. So, while I'm at all of the advertising portions of the show, if you would like to become a member of the channel and support the content of the channel, like Whimsical Girl Holidays, you can join. The link is down in the description. You can either become a Patreon or you can become a member for as little as $1.99 a month. And then during my lives, your name will appear in green and everybody will know, hey, that person she's in green. Must mean she's a member. Yep. Must mean she paid for that coloring book. Yep. Now, let's talk about diamond painting, because Jennifer Roberts, I started out the year saying this is the year of Alice. I'm not doing any collaborations, but I did qualify that, and I have always qualified that by saying I do a Halloween event every year with DP Addiction Adventures, Jennifer Roberts, and this year is no exception. So we are doing our Halloween event. It's called Monster Mash. The Instagram hashtag will be DP Monster Mash. And there will be more on that to come, because it's going to be a pretty big event this year. And we always give away the canvas. We cure, Treasure Studios Arts actually finds us a canvas, goes out, finds the artist, licenses the artist, licenses the canvas through that artist, so that we can offer it to you. We will be giving one away before the collab starts, which is why I'm telling you about it, because you're not going to want to miss that. And you'll have plenty of time. I am working very closely with Rachel from Treasure Studios Arts to make sure you guys get your painting on time, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, so. And then if you don't like the painting, you can paint anything you want. There's hashtag drills and chills going on at the same time. And, you can do any Halloween. Gosh, Treasure Studios Arts has some amazing Halloween paintings to choose from, including Lizzie Falcon. Who doesn't love a scary Lizzie Falcon? If you want to go take a look at those, down in the description is a link that will take you to Treasure Studios Arts. I am an affiliate. If you happen to find something that ends up in your cart and you want to get a discount, use my code, you'll get a discount. So now let's talk about, what national day is it? It's National Creamsicle Day. I love creamsicles. So we know all about the inventor of the popsicle because I've gone over that before. This is just a version of a popsicle. It's, vanilla ice cream and sherbet, orange sherbet. You can make them other ways. Creamsicles are made out of other flavors, but the original one is orange sherbet and vanilla. And it's so delicious. Oh my goodness. And you can get them sugar-free. You can get them, as in a quart of ice cream, which is the way I prefer it, versus, suck it on a popsicle. And it's melting all over your shirt, and the cats are like, I'd rather have it in a bowl. So that's just me. Okay, I need some wax here. Wax, and my hair is all over the place. So what am I doing this weekend? I gotta work on this diamond painting. I need to get this thing done. This is all I've worked on this week, this little square, because I've been crocheting, cross stitching. So I need to work on the diamond painting, get it done. I've got this corner up here, and then the rest of this area here. So I'll get it done so we can move on to the next thing, because I have something really cool I ordered to show you guys. Maybe perhaps a new storage system? I don't know. We'll take a look when I get it. Stay tuned. Anywho, let's do judge, jury, and journey. Doesn't want to stick. So, the network that I get all of these trials that I bring you, I've been saying it for days. Someday it's going to end. The Durst trial will end someday. Either the guy will die or the trial will come to a conclusion. I believe they're on the defense's case right now. I think he has already testified. So that's been going on for a couple of months at least. And then on the other network, they are covering the sentencing hearing for a cop killer. Now, I was under the wrong impression that the sentencing, because it was lasting so long because, perhaps he had declared a mental illness. Well, it lasted so long because the sentencing, they were going for the death penalty. So it was the death penalty phase. So last night I watched the charging of the jury. That happened about 7 o'clock last night, my time. Yeah, 7 o'clock. The judge gave the jury their charge. And what that means is the judge tells the jury, here's what you have to decide. Here's the law. Because the attorneys talk about the facts, the judge talks about the law. So this is where he gives them the law that applies. He tells them, you've got a choice. You can do a death penalty in prison with the possibility of parole, which in this particular state, which is Tennessee, you'd have to serve 51 years before you would be eligible for parole. And then the third choice would be life without the possibility of parole, which means you would be in jail until you die. So he gave that to them. He gave them the law and then sent them out to deliberate. I don't know if they ever came back. I don't know. I looked at it at 11 o'clock last night. It seems strange to, well, it's always strange to me that a judge will send a jury out at 7 o'clock at night to decide something. Like, let me go home, get a meal, come back the next day, please. I would certainly be thinking a lot clearer. However, that is not what he did. Let me just check real quick. Okay, I'm back. I checked. They did come back with a verdict. They sentenced him to death. Death penalty. I don't know the particulars of that case. Maybe it'll be a case that I cover in the future, and you won't remember what I just told you, that he's sentenced to death. So it's not unusual for this network to start a trial on a Friday. So we'll just wait and see. But nonetheless, maybe Monday. Anyhow, I have another case to talk to you about. Now, this is an older case in which a woman was convicted. But was she really guilty? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's talk about it. And this happens to be another case out of Tennessee. I was just talking about the case where the guy was sentenced to the death penalty in Tennessee. They like the death penalty in Tennessee. Anyway, the woman's name was Vonda Smith. She was sentenced to death for the death of Jesse Morrison. Now, if you follow the family tree, Vonda, 51-year-old female, white female, she's up here. Her son's son, and then the mother of that son, this, which you would think would be her daughter-in-law, but he didn't marry her. So had he married her, this would have been her daughter-in-law. So that's who died. She was the last person to see her alive, allegedly. So this happened on August 12th of 2016. This gentleman, he goes for a walk. He's on this rural road and he sees a dead body down an embankment off the side of the road. They believe, he called the police, they came out, they believe that this was a secondary crime scene, that the crime was not actually committed there, that her body was just dumped there. It appeared she had been brutally beaten with a blunt object to the head. The blunt object was never found. And so the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, let me say that again. Let me have some coffee first. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation comes out, and they are only able to identify her body by the 2 tattoos that she has. Once the mother described the tattoos, they were able to figure out this was her, Jesse Morrison. Now, the baby's name was Channing. Now, at the time of her death, Jessie was 16 weeks pregnant. So in addition to being charged with the death of Jesse Morrison, Vonda also gets charged with the death of an unborn baby. So you can hear, like, there's a recording that I listened to where the police come to Vonda's home and they tell her, hey, we found Jesse's body. she's deceased, she passed away. They tell her this whole thing, and she doesn't really have a reaction. Like, she doesn't get upset, start crying. She's just like very, like, a non-reaction. So they ask, can we search your vehicle? And she's like, yeah, fully cooperative, says, sure, go search my vehicle. But what she tells them is that she last saw Jesse the prior evening at around 4:30. They had gone grocery shopping. They were very close. Everybody in this town describes her as a very loving person, Vonda, that she just loved this girl to death, was always giving her money. She took her grocery shopping. She bought her her groceries. She gave her money to pay her bills. So they had been grocery shopping, and they pulled surveillance footage from the grocery store, and we see that they were in the grocery store until 3:47 that day. The groceries are found in the single wide trailer that Jessie Morrison lived with her 2 sons. So she's 16 weeks pregnant, has 2 small boys. One is the grandson of Vonda, one is not. And no one knows who is the father of this baby. And it was never investigated. No one ever thought to see who was the father of the baby. Now, the father of Channing says, it wasn't me. I didn't sleep with her. Nobody knows who the father of the baby is. So, and it wasn't even pursued. So, I apologize. She was not sentenced to the death penalty. She was sentenced to life in prison. So, my mistake. So, so the groceries are found in the single wide trailer. There's they go back to Vonda's home. She gives her $1,000 to pay her bills. Jessie told Vonda that she was going to pay her rent. She was going to put minutes on her cell phone and pay for something else, her car payment, something. So they investigate all this. Well, her rent had already been paid. She did not put minutes on her cell phone, and she didn't pay the other bill either. It was a utility bill of some sort. She had paid it that morning, but not after she got the $1,000 from Vonda. Now, what Vonda's son testifies to, the son that fathered the child with Jessie, says is that methamphetamine in this particular county is rampant, and she was a meth addict. So it's highly likely that she went to buy some methamphetamine with this $1,000. And Vonda says this was not unusual. She would give her money all the time, thousands of dollars. Anyway, so she gives her the $1,000. Jessie says, can I use your car to go pay my bills? She's like, sure. And at some point, the vehicle is returned, but she does not see Jessie. She just notices later on, she looks out the window, she notices that there's a van, a white van, and her car's there. She doesn't see Jessie. Then later that evening, a witness says that he saw a witness in the trailer park that is across from Jessie, sees her at 5:30 getting into the van with, they didn't see who was in the van, but getting into a white van. She gets into the white van. So then later that evening, Vonda gets into the vehicle she gets into the vehicle. She drives to her friend's house to pick up her friend's granddaughter. I don't know why she was picking up her friend's granddaughter. But anyway, they interview and the granddaughter's 9 years old. So when she pulls up to this house, the woman, her friend, comes out and they're waiting for the granddaughter, and they're chit-chatting, and she says, you know what, this cat urinated in my car. And there was testimony from the people that own the cat that this, if you left your windows down, this cat would get in your car and spray it. And there's nothing worse than a male cat spraying something. And the woman, and she asked the woman, how am I going to get that out of my car? And she says, no, well, bleach is the only thing I know that gets it out. So she had used bleach to get out this urine thing. So she tells her friend, while they're waiting for the granddaughter to get in the car, have her go get a towel, because I cleaned up this urine that was in my car, this cat urine, and the seat is wet. So this friend sees the seat as they're putting the towel down for her granddaughter. She sees the seat. There's no blood on the seat, but when the police tell Vonda the next day that her granddaughter's mother is dead, and she gives them permission to search the vehicle is full, that whole seat is full of blood. Like, there's blood everywhere on that seat, and it is Jesse's blood. And they showed pictures of that seat to the woman whose house she was at, and this was at around 7 p.m. that the previous night. And the woman says she knows that because the news had just gone off when Vonda got there. So it was 7 p.m. She says, no, there was no blood on that seat. So, and then we know that Jesse's body was found 30 minutes later by the dog walker. So the whole timeline makes no sense in this case. None whatsoever. How did this blood get into this woman's vehicle? Was it planted there? Who is this white van? Who's in the white van? What's going on with the white van? The DNA in this case is really interesting because at the time that they find Jesse's body, she had seminal fluid, semen, found, and there were 2 contributors to that seminal fluid. It's found in her underwear. One was her boyfriend, and one was an unidentified male. Never figured out who that was. Then they found underneath her fingernails 3 males, none of which were her boyfriend. None were identified. 3 males underneath her fingernails. I think that is it. I will bring you part 2 tomorrow, because this gets even weirder, guys. Yeah. So, how did they convict this woman? Just based on the blood in her vehicle? Well, I mean, that's pretty damning, but yeah. Anyway, let's get to this day in history, because I gotta go to work. I'm wearing my hot pink today. I'm so glad it's the weekend. I need a long weekend, though. I need like 1 day to sleep, just to catch up on sleep. And then the other 2 days to just be creative. I got to work on finishing some hats and diamond paintings and cross stitch. Clean my house, do the laundry, go grocery shopping. Although I probably will just order. I'll do an order while I'm at work today. I don't know. Because I need to do that with my sister now that she's living here. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Not enough time in the day or week or month. Okay. This day in history. What did we choose? We could do some quickies. Let's do some quickies. Shall we? What happened to my quickies? What happened? Oh, guys, guess what? There's 134 days till Christmas. Only one of you said it was too soon, so we're going to count it down. 79 days till Halloween. Yep. 79 days to cross stitch. Okay, August 13th, 1878. There was another epidemic, not a pandemic, an epidemic. What's the difference? I don't know. Well, an epidemic is more local as opposed to pan, which is all over the world. I suppose that's the difference. I could be totally wrong. I'm not an expert in epidemiology. But yellow fever hits the town of Memphis, Tennessee. We're just doing the whole show in Tennessee today. This poor town of Tennessee. Anyway, yellow fever comes from mosquitoes. So these were being brought over on these boats from West Africa. These people were coming over on these ships, these enslaved workers. They were supposed to be quarantined on the ship, until everybody figured out whether they were okay. But every now and then one would get off the ship. One got off the ship, goes into this restaurant. He dies like the next day from this yellow fever, which they say is very similar to, all these flu-like symptoms, and then you start to feel better, and then all of a sudden you get really worse. Like there's a period of remission, and then boom, you get really bad, and then you die. You turn yellow from jaundice, and then you die. So, and when people would get it, they would just quarantine them in their house, and nobody would be allowed to go near them, and they either died or they didn't. 3 to 6 day incubation period. So anyway, the owner of the restaurant gets it. People start dying. By the time all is said and done, this Memphis, a city of 50,000 people, well, first of all, when people found out that this was going on, they fled the city. Like 25,000 people just got up and moved. Like, yep, we're out of here. But there was 3 different epidemics in this poor city of Memphis in 1855, 1867, and 1873. Crazy. Killing thousands of people. Thousands. Yep, just another old thing. An average of 200 people a day died through the month of September. Now this was August, 13th? Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th! Who knew? That just makes the day so much better. Oh, good God, it's Friday the 13th. I did not know that. Anyway, so all these people died. Oh, it's so terrible. So they finally decided in the aftermath to clean up the sewers where all these mosquitoes were like breeding. So that destroyed the breeding grounds and got rid of the epidemics. So, yep, the end. It's Friday the 13th. Oh my God. Well, that explains why my kitties got me up at the crack of dawn. Actually, it doesn't, but I can say that it does. So guys, I will be on Mickey Sunshine Creates live tonight. Tune in there. We are going to be working on our mystery diamond paintings from the current round. This is the second event for the year. We're already planning the third one. The sign-ups, like I said at the beginning of the show, are in the Crafting Journey Facebook group. Now, I'll explain it all in the video, but it's a long process getting ready for one of these events. You have to have the sign-ups, you have to match people up, they have to get with the other person, they have to order paintings, you have to wait for them to be delivered. So by the time, it's months before you can actually start. So, yeah, don't think that if you sign up today, it's going to start in the next week or two. That doesn't happen. So if you're interested in doing this mystery diamond painting sometime in November probably, then feel free to sign up. Yes. But I will do a video explaining what it is. Because it's not, you don't just go to a company and say, hey, give me a mystery painting, because that's not how this event works. I mean, you can do that, but that's a whole different thing than what we do. I finished this symbol. Did I? Oh no, I found 2 more. I found more. Oh no, oh no. Let's finish it. Let's finish it. Hopefully Jennifer Roberts will be on tonight. TP Addiction Adventures. That is usually around 9 Central, 10 Eastern, depending on what her baby's doing, letting her do. Entirely dependent on the newborn. So we shall see. Yeah. So guys, I will see you sometime this weekend, I'm sure. I'll be live Sunday at 11. Tomorrow I will bring you part 2 of Judge, Jury, and Journey, the case of Vonda Smith. And I'll be around. Love you all. Bye. Happy Friday the 13th.